like I'm about ready to walk through a wall. Jesus Christ. The shade is way too light for me, actually. But you gotta roll with it, you know, when you start fucking putting shit on your face. Alright, question 1. Why did you start this channel? I think I have a tendency to talk to myself. And I also like to read books. And I was gonna do book reviews sort of on Goodreads, but I think I actually get everything out a bit better when I'm saying it out loud. So I decided to go with making a YouTube channel instead. I mean, I've kind of been thinking about this for a while, and then an assignment came up. I look like Ghost. An assignment came up at my uni, and they were like, do something. Act on your ambitions, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. So I decided to actually start with this channel. Question 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Chaotic energy, some goofs, cool hair, cool earrings, lesbianism, bulldog teeth, and some pretty subpar opinions, probably. Nah, I got good opinions. Oh, that looks bad. We love a poorly made up girl. Next, what are you most excited for about this channel? Talking about books I like and hearing what other people think as well, because not a lot of people I know read the same sorts of books as me, so I'd love to get some people's opinions. And you'll also, from this channel, get some Australian bluntness. I know my accent does not sound Australian, but I have lived here my whole life. Oh my god. Alternate reality. You can see what I see. Okay, I'm actually gonna go with these tones, the yellow ones, because yellow is a complementary color to blue. Did I already answer the most excited for question? Kind of. Yeah, I want to talk with people, make friends. I don't have a lot of friends. Just got a couple people and strangers on the internet. You know how it is. I am Gen Z. Us kids don't know how to get off our goddamn phones. Shout out to everyone watching this on their phone. Just keep going until something happens. That's how we live, guys. Why do you love reading? Low-key, I'm kind of shit at reading. As in, I'm not very fast. I'm quite slow. So I don't read books super fast. But I do listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I like to listen to audiobooks while I'm drawing and while I'm on walks. So that's how I sort of consume literature and writing. I guess reading and writing do go hand in hand. I do enjoy a good write. A little bit of story making up, that sort of stuff. So it's kind of like you gotta read a lot of books if you want to write well, because otherwise you don't know what actually works, and yeah, you gotta be a sort of active reader for writing purposes. Lost my train of thought. What was it actually talking about? Oh my god, I look like a freak. I'm a freak! Next. What book or series got you into reading? You learn to read when you're about, what, 7 years old or something? And my mom used to read us like books like Little Women and stuff like that. Anne of Green Gables. Then when I was maybe about 11, I read the first book series that I got super obsessed with, called Sweep by Kate Tiernan. 15 book series, but the books are quite short. Probably the equivalent of like 4 or 5 Harry Potter books. I don't know, the characters really captured me. It's about like pagan, and my parents were just coming out of being Christians and going into paganism. Yeah, it was really appealing for me at that time, and my mom didn't mind me reading it, which was good. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I actually wrote some of these down. I would like to ask Emma Books, what is a book you haven't gotten around to reading but really want to? And I would like to ask Kari Can Read, what book would you recommend to Namjoon? Shout out to armies out there. I would like to ask with Cindy, what book series or author do you have the strongest love-hate relationship with? I'm gonna put on some NYX gloss. Make my lips look all shiny. I look kind of jacked. Whatever, let's keep going. Next question. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I don't have much of a following out there, kind of new to the scene. So I guess the challenge is actually finding an audience. Shout out to the 4 people watching this. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, appreciate you guys. When did you start reading? I think I sort of answered this one before, but yeah, around 6 or 7. I did sort of start more like listening to my mom. Where do you read? I read on my bed. I'd show you, but it's kind of a mess, so yeah, that's embarrassing. Can't show you that, or I'll get all red in the face. Maybe I'll do some blush, actually. I also read in the garden, and as I said before, I listen to audiobooks while I go for my silly little walks around the neighborhood. Sometimes on the train, or on the tram, or on the bus, depending on how long the ride is, of course. I don't want to miss my stop. What kind of books do you like to read? I might just combine these 2 last questions, because it's what kind of books you like to read and what does your book collection look like. I like to read these ones. Unbearable Lightness of Being by Milan Kundera. And I like to read books about writing. Like, holy fuck. Like this one. This is a good book about writing. I've read it once before and I'm reading it again. I like to read my own diary over and over. It's a little bit narcissistic, but what can you do? Gotta know yourself, man. Laini Taylor's Muse of Nightmares. That's the 2nd book in the Strange the Dreamer series. I really liked that series. It's such a big book, but I somehow managed to get through it even with my very short attention span. I like to read queer books. For example, this one that I accidentally stole off an ex, Fun Home, by Alison Bechdel, the famous Bechdel of the Bechdel test. Big fan of Neil Gaiman. Cool guy. I love this book. I first read this book when I was 15, and I've read it several times since. There's just something about it and the strangeness of it that really captures me. I basically read anything, every genre. I love YA, and I love fantasy, and I love queer books, especially queer books. If you're fantasy and queer, I'll read you. I also like reading Australian books. Here we have the best Australian short stories of 2016, which I did have to read for uni, but it's good. And we got Six of Crows, the nice ones with the characters in the books, because I couldn't resist. They got all this really delicate concept drawings. We've got Wuthering Heights up there, Kafka's Metamorphosis, Murakami's memoir, What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. I also read some manga, some comics. Big fan of the Sandman comics, of course. And Terry Pratchett, good guy. Big fan. Here's another Australian one. It's quite good. Apparently a little controversial, but I don't know, I enjoyed it. So that's the sort of basic gist of it. And that's all the questions. So while I finish painting my face, I guess I'll babble a little. I'm really excited to be starting this channel because I think it'll be a great way to get me to think more actively about the books I read and sort of, I don't know, find more ways to express my thoughts on them to people. And yeah, since this is my first video, it does feel a little like I'm just sending this message in a bottle out into the ocean that is YouTube. So I guess I'll discover as I go what works and what doesn't work and what people want to hear and if this is too weird for them. I do look a little bonkers, actually, not gonna lie. Okay, whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, thanks for tagging along, showing up, watching me poorly apply makeup. Let's do it again sometime. I've actually already filmed a couple videos. I'll upload this one first because obviously it's more of an introduction to me. If you have any questions or want to say, hey, howdy, what's up, you little freak, or you suck at makeup or whatever, go ahead and bully me in the comments. We'll talk about some actual books next time and have some goofs, do some blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm gonna do a review on Arthur Briefly Gorgeous coming up. Gonna do some more queer book reviews because lesbianism. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.